The NFL just dropped their entire Pro Bowl roster, and I think they actually did a pretty good job. Normally, there's a lot of controversial things, but I think they nailed it. Like, genuinely, I think they did a good job. We're going to dive into every single Pro Bowl selection, but as you guys know, diehard Cardinals fan, we're going to talk about the two guys that made it for us first, and that is Budda Baker and Trey McBride. These two absolutely deserve it. Budda is like second in tackles. He is now a seven-time Pro Bowler at 28 years old. It's crazy because his first time Pro Bowl was when he was wearing number 36, if you guys remember that. Pretty sure he made it as a special teamer. Here he is, 6 Pro Bowls right after that, has been an electric safety, one of the best in the game. He's killing it. Then you have Trey McBride, his first Pro Bowl, over 1,000 yards, 1 touchdown, but you guys know the presence this man brings. He might be a top 3 tight end in the league. You could argue there's George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Brock Bowers, but then there's also Trey McBride, and that's how the list goes. Mark Andrews no longer there, and honestly, Travis Kelce has taken a massive decline. I think he's going to retire after the year, and Trey McBride is going to be the new Travis Kelce. That is my prediction, but shout out to both of these guys for making the Pro Bowl. Love the fact that some Cardinals get some recognition. I genuinely do think they are the only two that deserve to make it. Kyler Murray doesn't. You could argue James Conner, like you genuinely could, but the running backs they picked definitely deserve the nod over him, in my opinion. We'll go ahead and dive into that right now. This is the entire Pro Bowl roster. First things first, we got the 2025 quarterbacks. You got rookie Jaden Daniels, who is leading a Washington Commanders team to the playoffs. No one saw that. Then you also got Sam Darnold, who also nobody saw the career resurrection. Honestly, I thought he could have a good season because that system is fit for quarterbacks to thrive, but no way in heck did I see the Vikings at a record of 14-2. Ridiculous. And the other team that is 14-2, Jared Goff, led by their QB1. The Lions are tied with the Vikings, have a very crucial game coming up. Then you flip it to the AFC where you have Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. The 3 MVP candidates right here, and the 2 on the outside are probably who it's going to go to, unless Joe Burrow miraculously leads this Bengals team to the playoffs. But Lamar Jackson having a ridiculous season, Josh Allen the same. And then you have the long snappers right here. You got Andrew DePola and Ross Matsick. Yes, him, Mr. Mustache Man, my twin. I don't know any of these guys. I'm going to keep it very real with you, but those are the Pro Bowl quarterbacks and long snappers. Moving this thing over to running backs, this is why James Conner did not make it. Josh Jacobs having a sensational season with that Green Bay Packers team. Jameer Gibbs, the exact same thing. Saquon Barkley could break the rushing all-time record, led by Eric Dickerson right now. It's like 101 yards short, but yes, every single NFC running back deserves to make it. Nobody got snubbed, in my opinion. Then you go to the AFC and the same thing. Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry. The 3 best backs in the AFC. I think they nailed this once again. And then fullbacks, I feel like it's been the same for like the past 12 seasons. But you got Kyle Juszczyk and Patrick Ricard. 2 of the best fullbacks in the game. You have a legitimate weapon in Kyle Juszczyk. And Pat Ricard has been sensational for that Ravens game. And they are really killing it in the run. Derrick Henry and Patrick Ricard and Lamar Jackson all being in the Pro Bowl. Ravens fans, you gotta be ecstatic right now, because that's not where it ends. Because you also have Zay Flowers in the AFC, Jerry Jeudy actually having a good season. No one saw that coming. He is having a sensational season for the Cleveland Browns. Nico Collins, very underrated wide receiver, having a great year. Jamar Chase might win the Triple Crown. Then you got Justin Jefferson, nobody surprised here. CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, one of my favorite receivers in the game today, just plays amazing football, even though he almost sold my fantasy championship last week with his 1 reception for 5 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown has 0 drops in the season, absolutely deserves to be here. George Kittle, same thing. The 49ers not fantastic, but Kittle remains amazing. Trey McBride, we already talked about him, fantastic. Brock Bowers comes on the scene and is one of the best receiving threats in the entire NFL. Just absolutely ridiculous. We also share the same last name. Shout out to him. Respect. I don't know if we're related at some point. I mean, based on the hairline, we might be. Travis Kelce is here again. Travis Kelce is still a reliable target. Pro Bowl? I don't know. I don't know what other AFC tight end would have made it. Kind of shocked to see him here, though, because Pat Mahomes wasn't here. And that is kind of a guy that you might say is snubbed, but I think every single quarterback over him deserved to make it. So it is what it is, man. Pat Mahomes does have that Chiefs team to a fantastic record, though. You could argue that. Then we go to O-line, where we have Landon Dickerson, Chris Lindstrom, Tyler Smith, Quentin Nelson, Trey Smith, Joe Tooney. I don't think anybody was snubbed, in my opinion, on the guard section and centers. I think they nailed it as well. Cam Jurgens, Frank Ragnow, Creed Humphrey, Tyler Linderbaum. I think they did a fantastic job with the offensive line. We'll dive into the tackles right now as well. As you guys see for the tackles, they have Lane Johnson, Penei Sewell, you have Tristan Wirfs, Deion Dawkins, Rashawn Slater, and Laramie Tunsil. They nailed it. The tackles, the offense, almost perfect. You can argue Pat Mahomes if you really want to, but at the end of the day, those three quarterbacks listed in the AFC are having better years. So I don't really think it's a debate. I think they nailed it. So that's the offense. Now to the defense. Let's start this thing off with the defensive line. Jalen Carter, ridiculous season. He is feasting this year. Dexter Lawrence as well with Vita Vea. Once again, Vita Vea is a freak of nature. Dexter Lawrence, hopefully he gets out of New York and comes to Arizona. Something like that. Cam Hayward having a sensational season as well. One of the most underrated players in the NFL, and he's like 33 years old. Shout out to him. Chris Jones, underrated as well. I don't know why, but for some reason, people just don't understand that that man holds down Kansas City's defense. Without him, that defense would struggle. Then you have Nnamdi Madabuke, I think is his name. That sounds about right. I know who he is. He plays for the Ravens, but good Lord, is my name pronunciation awful. He's in there as well, absolutely deserves it. Then you have Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary. I don't think any of these are a surprise whatsoever. Then you flip it to the AFC, Myles Garrett. Trey Hendrickson actually leads the NFL in sacks, and Max Crosby. Everybody legitimately on this list deserves to make it. The NFL nailed it once again. Going to linebackers right here, where, again, I think they absolutely nailed it. Fred Warner and Roquan Smith, two of the best in the game, make it. And then you have Zaire Franklin, nailed it, and Zach Bond having a breakout year for the Philadelphia Eagles, nailed it. Jonathan Greenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jared Verse. Freaking hate this pick, man, because I knew Jared Verse was going to be so good, and he lands in our freaking division. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Then you have Nick Benito, TJ Watt, and Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is just producing ridiculous. You already knew TJ Watt was going to be here, and Nick Benito on that Broncos defense having a fantastic season. Him and Pat Surtain are ridiculous. Like, outside of that and Riley Moss, name another Broncos defender. You probably can't. They as a unit are fantastic, but you can probably name no more than 3 players, and that's ridiculous. They're balling. Love the Broncos. Love the direction they're going, man. They're doing it the right way. Going to cornerback and some special teams, we got Cadrell Hodge and Brendan Schooler. I don't know why the special teamers and the long snappers have hard names to pronounce, but from the Patriots and the Falcons, don't really know them either. I'm not going to lie. So, I mean, they're here. Then you got Jalen Johnson, Byron Murphy, J.C. Horn, and Devon Witherspoon. If you guys remember, I wanted J.C. Horn, Pat Surtain, and Derek Stingley in back-to-back-to-back drafts. We got none of them, and all of them are amazing. Yeah, and yeah, you go to the AFC and you see Derek Stingley and Pat Surtain as well. It's not fantastic, man. And it's crazy because, you know, at the time I was like 21 years old and scouting better than Steve Keim. So that's fantastic. Then you got Marlon Humphrey and Denzel Ward, who are also great corners as well. Marlon Humphrey has been dominating for the past like 5 seasons. One of the most underrated players in the NFL. Love his game. Love what he brings to the table. But Pat Surtain is the best corner here. Byron Murphy, former Arizona Cardinal, also hurts because we let him walk for absolutely nothing. So yeah, that's great. Love to see another former Cardinal on the list. But shout out to him though, like real talk. Just hurts me to see him there. And then for the safeties, we have Budda Baker, Brian Branch, Kyle Hamilton, Derwin James. No surprise here. Xavier McKinney, I'm pretty sure still leads the league in picks. Had like 6 out of 6 of the first game, so he's playing ridiculous right now. And then Minkah Fitzpatrick, not surprised whatsoever. And there's another Arizona Cardinal, Budda Baker. Shout out to you, man. Then going to special teams, we got the punters, Jack Fox and Logan Cook. Nailed it. I really don't know how Logan Cook's performing, but Jack Fox is having a heck of a year for a kicker, or for a punter. And then Brandon Aubrey, one of the best kicking seasons I've ever seen. This man can probably kick from 75 yards. And then Chris Bodwell, Mr. Consistent, deserves to be here as well. Then for the final thing, we got the kick returners, Marvin Mims and Turpin. Turpin is a ridiculous. Don't let him get his hands on the ball because he's probably going to take it for at least 35 yards at the minimum. Ridiculous, explosive playmaker. Haven't seen anybody like him since Devin Hester. Like, legitimately, this guy gets the ball in his hands and he's going to make a play. He's that dangerous. Dallas fans, you got a good one, but your team, kind of trash. Pretty relatable, though. But those are the 2024 Pro Bowlers. You guys let me know down in the comment section below who you guys think got snubbed. Shout out to Budda and Terry McBride from the Arizona Cardinals, man. But if you guys ended up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL videos just like this one. So if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, man, that is all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.